Yes, very good afternoon to everyone, all the students. Right. So today's topic, we are going to take the derivative part as well as one problem on three-phase full converter. So the syllabus also they have mentioned three-phase full converter. Whether it is three-phase or single-phase, full converters provide the motor control in forward direction as well as in backward direction. Example is the lift. So lift, when it is moving in upward direction, it is called as a forward direction control, and downward direction is nothing but the backward direction control. So when firing angle alpha is less than 90, this point is important. So when the firing angle alpha is maintained less than 90, the lift is able to obtain maximum power from the source, and the lift can move from ground floor to top floor. When the firing angle is maintained greater than 90, okay, sorry, I repeat one second. When the firing angle is maintained less than 90, the lift can receive maximum power from the source and it moves from ground floor to top floor. When the firing angle is maintained greater than 90, the lift power will be greater than the source voltage. The motor inside the lift will act as the generator, and now the lift moves from top floor to the ground floor. So when the lift is moving from top floor to ground floor, we are able to generate the electricity. So induction motor can also be operated as induction generator when the slip value is greater than 1. So when it has to be practically used with the help of converters. Okay, so same induction motor, when it is moving from ground floor to top floor, it acts as the motor, and from top floor to ground floor, the slip value becomes greater than 1. Now we say the induction motor acts as the induction generator. For practical explanation, I have taken this example. So fully controlled converters always provide the speed control of motor in forward as well as in backward direction. Now let us concentrate on today's class. So three-phase, I already mentioned. Full converter, another name is, you can see here, 6-pulse converter. Yeah, here the name is mentioned, 6-pulse converter, 6 SCRs. We got different names, full wave bridge. So here you can see one more value explanation, 2-quadrant operation. Full wave converter means, remember, 2-quadrant, okay, or in both directions the motor can be controlled. The power transferred to the motor, voltage across the motor, and current flowing through the motor can be controlled in both the directions. Now, so this is the application. Already I mentioned single phase systems and single phase power electronic circuits are used up to 15 kilowatts. Greater than 15, greater than 30, we are going for the three phase. Here it is the range 150 kilowatts is mentioned. So this is a simple introduction. Three phase, what we can write. You can put the same thing in the examination. So our aim is nothing but going for the derivative part. So let us check the next one. Right. So whenever you explain whether it is three phase or single phase, full converters operate in two quadrants. First quadrant, it acts as the motor where both voltage and current will be positive. That means maximum power is transferred from source to load. The points which I'm mentioning right now orally, all these points, point wise, you can put in the examination as it is. You will get the complete marks. Full converter operates in two quadrants, quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. In quadrant 1, the machine acts as the motor. In quadrant 4, the machine acts as the generator. Quadrant 1 operation will be achieved when firing angle is maintained less than 90 degrees. When firing angle is less than 90 degrees, maximum power is transferred from source to load and the motor rotates in forward direction. In order to make the motor to rotate in backward direction, okay, that means not in the backward direction, in order to make the motor to act as generator, the firing angle of the power electronic circuit will be greater than 90. This is what explained here. You can see 0 less than alpha less than 90, the converter operates in quadrant 1 and it acts as a rectifier operation. It transfers the power from source to load. It converts AC current to DC. With firing angle between the range 90 less than 180 means firing angle greater than 90, it operates in quadrant 4 and giving negative output power. And remember, there is no word called negative voltage and negative power. Here the word negative output power means the motor acting as generator, or we can use the word inverter, and power is transferred from load to source when the firing angle is greater than 90. So in few books they use the word negative output power. One second. Sir, Malle sir, good morning sir. ఒక నిమిషం ఏ సార్ చెప్పండి. ఓకే, నేను చూసాను సార్. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇప్పుడు లైవ్ క్లాస్ రెస్పాండ్ అవుతుంది మీకు. ఓకే రైట్ రైట్ ఓకే సార్. ఓకే రైట్. Yes, all students' voice is audible. Anyone confirm? 16 are there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is clear.
Voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone student unmute and confirm me?
Yes, sir. Voice is audible.
Yes. Is the voice audible? In chat
Yes,
box,
sir.
you can also write. Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you, Monica. Right. So, 4-quadrant operation, the fully controlled converter operates in 2 quadrants. One is alpha less than 90 and alpha greater than 90. With that one, we can achieve the motor can act as the machine can be operated as the motor, and it can also be acted as the generator. Right. So let us move into the derivative part. So 3-phase fully controlled converter we are mentioning. So what are the expressions? You just concentrate on this, the third line. So we require to derive the output voltage. Okay. So we are having 3-phase. So 3/5 pi already we have taken. If you see the cases, so where we have taken the first case, it is from between the range 30 to 90. So here we say alpha pi/6 means 30. So we can have the triggering of the SCRs greater than 30 also. So alpha plus pi/6, alpha plus pi/2 we can take. And what is this sin omega t? Instead of sin omega t, as we are having the delay of 30 degrees, so we can write sin omega t plus 30 degrees. And here, instead of writing the RMS value, you can see VS. VS is RMS, but it is 3-phase. So in 3-phase star connected system, we already know line voltage equal to √3 times the phase voltage. Therefore, here it is nothing but the phase voltage equal to line voltage by √3. So as we are taking here the line voltage, so VS is how much? √3 times the VM. So that's why we are obtaining the √3. So if you substitute this particular values directly into this expression, you are going to achieve the 3 root 3 Vm by pi cos alpha. Okay, this is the expression. So remember, when it is for three-phase full converter, 3 root 3 Vm by pi cos alpha. So we just take one problem on this particular thing. The examination also, you can show this expression, and you can directly, you are going to obtain this particular value. So now let us take one additional circuit, three-phase off, that is full wave off converter. So when I have to use this circuit, see here we are having the diodes. So this circuit will provide more output DC voltage than the full converter. And if freely wheeling diode is present, what is the meaning? The energy released by the inductor is not transferred back to the source. It will free wheel through this diode, and it will be received by the motor. The motor rotates in forward direction. So this is not mentioned in the syllabus, but only for the clarification we are just highlighting here. Now let us take the problem. Okay, I want the answers from you. All the students, get ready with your calci also. Now, three-phase full wave converter. So what is the formula for three-phase full converter? 3 root 3 Vm by pi cos alpha. 3 root 3 Vm by pi cos alpha. Right. Just now we have seen the derivation. It is connected to an highly inductive load. So remember these words, highly inductive load. Why they are mentioning in the problem means only very large values of inductor only will provide continuous current. So highly inductive load with resistance, three-phase star connected. And if for star connected, now V0, V and 400 is the line voltage. So what is the phase voltage formula? Phase voltage equal to line voltage by root 3. So V phase equal to 400 by root 3 we are going to take. So they are asking first bit, calculate the load current when firing angle alpha is 45 degrees. So we start for this one. So alpha equal to 45 degrees. So what is the explanation I have just taken? So phase voltage is line voltage by root 3. Okay, but we require RMS. If you are calculating RMS directly, VRMS equal to 400 by root 3, VRMS per phase. But we require here peak voltage. What is the formula for peak voltage? Root 2 into VRMS. Therefore, we are getting the value Vm is equal to root 2 into VRMS, and we require the phase value. Therefore, root 2 into 400 by root 3. Substitute any one student, you will get definitely 326.6, right? Right.
Yes, sir.
Now you substitute directly in this formula. So the problems, what we have to calculate first, we have to calculate output average voltage, output average current, and even the power factor. Power factor formula we have derived also 2 root 2 by pi cos alpha. These three things are quite sufficient, okay, in power electronics. Now all of you please check, anyone tell me whether you are getting 381.97 or not. Just substitute in this formula 3 root 3 Vm by pi cos alpha. Right, already we have done 3.14. You substitute your denominator.
Yes, sir. 382.16.
And alpha, what is the angle? 45 degrees. So with 45 degrees, now one simple question I am asking all the students. With 45 degrees firing angle, power transferred to the load is maximum or minimum? Anyone? With 45 degrees firing angle, power transferred from source to load is maximum or minimum?
Maximum.
Can put in the chat box also. Okay, let us wait. So with less firing angle, maximum power is transferred from source to load. So we say we are going to achieve the, yes, let me check for the answer. Maximum, very good. Prasanna, congrats, good answer. So we say that when firing angle is minimum, maximum power is transferred from source to load, that is less than 90. So we are able to get the current IVDC by R 38.17. So what is the power drawn from the supply? So remember, if you see the power electronic circuit, the circuit will be in series connection. There will not be division of anywhere current. The current, same current from source to load, current flow will be remaining same. Therefore, we say power drawn from the supply is equal to power dissipated across the load. You can see here, power drawn from the source is equal to power dissipated at the resistor load. So power formula is what? V output into I output. So we say VDC into IDC. You can just multiply the values. you are going to get 14590.21 watts. Right. So now what is the next bit they are asking? So in that same problem with alpha is how much? 135 degrees. So we say alpha equal to 135 degrees. So what is output voltage? V naught equal to 3 root 3 Vm by pi cos alpha 135, which is equal to, yes, if you substitute, you are going to get the value 381.97, but with minus value. So what is the meaning of the minus? You have to write in the examination. Negative sign indicates that power is transferred from load to source. Current is flowing from load to source, and the machine is acting as the generator with firing angle alpha greater than 90. In most of the competitive examination, this part will be asked. Okay, when firing angle is alpha greater than 90 degrees, okay, what's going to happen? Power is transferred from load to source. With which circuit? If I'm using off wave converter, it will happen? No, only with full converter. Okay. So why you want to transfer the power from load to the source? Now I am giving the practical explanation. So when electric train is moving towards the station, okay, when electric train is moving towards the station, electric train power supply will be turned off. When power supply is turned off, okay, then also electric train has to approach the station. During this process, if the firing angle is greater than 90, if it is maintained, the same motor will act as the generator, okay, and now it generates its own electricity. So one more example. Let us say you are supposed to start one electric car, or you want to start one electric train, or you want to launch one satellite into the space, where there also we use the power electronic circuits. So what we do, we are going to maintain the firing angle alpha greater than 90 degrees. When firing angle alpha greater than 90 degrees is maintained, the machine acts as the generator, it generates the electricity. So I want to start the electric car. So and with electricity, the same car has to generate its own electricity. So it is also possible when the firing angle is greater than 90 degrees. Right. So problem you can see. And what is the power returned to the source? Again, VDS into IDC, but it is negative value we have to carry. Minus 145.90.21 watts. It doesn't says that negative power. The negative sign indicates that power is transferred from load to source and current is flowing in opposite direction, that is from load to source. So three-phase full converter we have done. Okay. So any problem? This is the concept only. Right. Let us move to the next concept, which is most important theory question, which will be asked in the examination, which is called the dual converter. So all students, you just listen this explanation, then everything is clear. And I just send you the material also of converters. You can check to that email ID. You can go through that material, but the statements, the words at the time of explanation only will be easy if you are putting those words as it is in the examination. You will get the complete marks. Okay, right. So dual converter. So immediately dual converter means we have to remember one word: 4-quadrant operation. 4-quadrant operation. Fully controlled converter, 2-quadrant operation. So see, off controlled converter or semi converter, single quadrant. You can ask, sir, what is this 4-quadrant, 2-quadrant, and all those things? We'll see first this one. So what is the definition of dual converter? Two fully controlled converters are connected back to back or connected in anti-parallel connection. It forms a dual converter. You can see what is the dual converter circuit. Show me means here one converter and another converter. Two fully controlled converters connected in anti-parallel connection forms a dual converter. So if one converter is acting as rectifier, another converter acts as the inverter. So right, we got two different combinations here. Dual converter is classified into non-circulating current mode and circulating current mode. Non-circulating and circulating. So which one we use, which type of connection we use practically is the circulating current mode. So what is the basic difference also we see. So but here the basic block diagram, if this is the motor, we can dual converter contains converter 1 and converter 2, both are fully controlled converters. If one converter is acting as a rectifier, another one will be inverter. So how to make the circuit to act as inverter? What should be the firing angle? Anyone tell me? I want my full converter circuit to transfer the power from source to load. What should be the firing angle? Anyone? Alpha less than 90 or greater than 90? In order to transfer the power from source to load and in order to make the circuit to act as rectifier or converter, firing angle 100% should be less than 90 degrees only. And in order to make the circuit to transfer the power from load to source, the firing angle should be greater than 90. When firing angle is greater than 90, the circuit acts as the inverter. When firing angle is less than 90, circuit acts as the rectifier. Now, this is a circuit here. Okay, you can draw that circuit, but let us check the application. So these graphs are important while explaining this dual converter. 4-quadrant. So what this engineers, the rotation of the motor, operation of the motor, behavior of one particular motor, okay, it can be also explained with respect to 4-quadrant. So let us take the perfect examples are lift system, 4-quadrant operation of the this particular motor. Lift system we can take, electric train we can take. Now you see all of you, why we are achieving the 4 quadrants. As I mentioned, fully controlled converter can make the motor to act, can make the machine to act as motor in 1st quadrant and can make the machine to act as same motor to act as generator when it is operating under 4th quadrant. Okay, right. So alpha greater than 90, the machine behavior is explained with the 4th quadrant. It is mentioned here. Alpha less than 90, this particular application. Now here you see practically what is our requirement. Imagine electric train, because why we are taking electric train example, because our subject is power electronics. Power electronics extension is the drives. So drives means what? The combination of motor, power electronic circuits in simple language. So drive examples of electric drives are what? Electric train, electric car, lift system. So electric train, let us consider in order to explain this one. Dual converter. Now we are going to start the explanation. Dual converter, what is the definition? Two fully controlled converters connected back to back or in anti-parallel connection. It forms a basic dual converter circuit. Dual converter can make one machine to operate in 4 quadrants. It is a 4-quadrant converter. Okay, right. So what is this explanation graph? How to explain in the examination? Let us consider an electric train is started and the motor inside the electric train is rotating at its rated speed. An electric train is moving at its rated speed, approaching a maximum speed. Under this condition, alpha will be maintained less than 90 and the machine, the entire electric train machine will act as the motor. Maximum power is transferred from source to load. Now electric train moving in forward direction from one station to another station. Okay. Now electric train, when it has stopped at the station, the electric train is capable of generating the power by itself with the help of fully controlled converter. The same motor can also be rotated in reverse direction with firing angle greater than 90. So now we say it is called the generating. The machine is acting as the generator and the circuit is acting as the inverter. You can see here inverter. So power is transferred from load to source. So what is this 3rd quadrant? We'll see now, 3rd quadrant. The 3rd quadrant explains. So 1st quadrant is motoring, 2nd quadrant, this 4th quadrant is generating, forward generating. 3rd quadrant is reverse motoring. Under reverse motoring, the voltage and current will be negative. Imagine the electric train has to move back. The train will move on the railway track in forward direction as well as in backward direction. So you might have seen MMTS. Anyone tell me what is the full form of MMTS? Multiple mode transportation system, right? Now, reverse motoring, electric train, which is moving on the same single railway track, has to move in forward direction and it has to come back in opposite direction, reverse direction. Okay. So it is possible by changing this terminals, by making the voltage and current reverse in the sense with the direction, the polarity of the voltage and current. If they are reverse, the motor direction also gets reverse. So it is the reverse motoring, means the electric train which is moving in forward direction can also be made to move in opposite direction. So dual converter says that we can make one particular machine to act as the generator and motor, and that too in forward and backward directions. So this particular tabular column we have to give the explanation. Now let us see the derivative part of the dual converter. So as I mentioned, dual converter operates under circulating mode and non-circulating mode. In non-circulating mode, if one converter is on, another converter should be off. Therefore, the time taken by the dual converter operation is very high. Therefore, in practice, we never use the non-circulating current mode dual converter. So which converter we use? We use circulating current mode dual converter. In circulating current mode, both converters operate at same instant of time. If one converter is acting as a rectifier, another converter acts as the inverter. If one converter is acting as inverter, another converter acts as the rectifier. So what is the exact circuit? If you see, this is the motor. Assume the load is nothing but the motor. I want to rotate the motor in forward direction, and I want to rotate the motor in backward direction, and I want to make this motor to act as the generator. All the three quantities can be achievable only with dual converter. Okay, so we require. So what is the explanation? Dual converter. Converter 1 alpha less than 90. If converter 1 is selected as alpha less than 90, it acts as the rectifier or converter. It transfers the power from source to load. Motor rotates in one direction. Okay, in order to make the motor act as the generator, now converter 2 is on with firing angle greater than 90. So power is transferred from load to source. So this converter 2 acts as the inverter. So what is the derivation here? Already we know two fully controlled converters we are using. What is the output voltage of fully controlled converter without freewheeling diode? 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. For 3-phase, it comes with 3 Vm by pi. So let us take 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. We have taken for both the converters. 2 Vm by pi. See, the output voltages will be same. Therefore, here we have taken V01 equal to V02. Minus means the power is transferred in opposite direction. So 2 Vm by pi, 2 Vm by pi get cancelled. You can check here the derivation. Cos alpha 1 equal to cos of minus cos alpha 2. So which can be written cos 180 minus alpha 2. So dual converter, what is a mathematical proof? Alpha 1 plus alpha 2 equal to 180 degrees. That is, if alpha 1 is 30, anyone tell me what should be the firing angle of alpha 2? 150, and it has to act as the inverter. If alpha 1 is 150, other one should be less than 90. So dual converter is a 4-quadrant operation. Of course, you might have studied in the diploma polytechnic, but few topics will be there, right? So for you, the theory part of dual converter only will be mentioned in the syllabus. So let us check the last stage of this one, the dual converter. So as I mentioned, dual converter, we are having the motor RLE load. Now you can see the motor back EMF is taken. So we are having one converter. If one converter is acting as the with less than firing angle less than 90, it acts as the converter or rectifier. Another converter should be act as the inverter for the inversion. This is the reverse connection of the SCRs. So what is the circulating current mode? What's going to happen? What is the next explanation? Now here I'll show you one circuit also. So what is this reactor here? Now we are explaining the circulating current mode. In circulating current mode, both the converters are turned on. That is, if one converter is acting as rectifier with firing angle less than 90, another converter acts as the inverter with firing angle greater than 90. So when both the converters are on, okay, due to the difference of output voltages, let us say the output voltage of the converter 1 is V1, output voltage of converter 2 is V2. Due to the difference of instantaneous output voltages provided across the load terminals. So both V1 and V2 will not be equal to each other. There will be certain difference. If V1 and V2 values are equal to 0, zero current flows through this particular region. So why the name circulating current has came into existence? So when in circulating current mode, when both the converters are on, converter 1 output voltage will be different and converter 2 output voltage will be different. Due to the difference of instantaneous voltages of both the converters, due to the difference of the voltages, small amount of current flows through the load, through this particular loop. So this current, if it is flowing continuously, it might change the operation of the motor. Therefore, in order to reduce that particular current, in order to reduce the current and in order to limit the current which is circulating through this particular region, we use the reactor. Again, it is nothing but inductor. As the inductor does not allow sudden changes in the current, in order to limit the value of the current, we go for the reactor or inductor. So inductor is used in the circulating current mode to reduce the circulating current which is created due to the difference of instantaneous voltages of the converter 1 and converter 2. So this has to be represented in the circuit. If you see non-circulating current mode, it will never have that particular value. So now we got the motor. I can rotate the motor in two different directions. You can see this is the reactor which they are showing in the animation. One converter is operating. The same theory, derivation is important circuit as I mentioned. Now the motor is acting with firing angle, you can see less than 90. It acts as the converter 1. It exactly acts as motor. Power is transferred from source to load. Next, I want to make this particular motor to act as the generator. Power is transferred from load to source. Yes, the same motor can act as the generator. Yes, this word is important. Braking, you will study in the future. So when an electric train is approaching the station, we apply the brakes. What type of braking mechanism we are using? We are not using mechanical braking system. We are using what type of braking system? We are using electrical braking. So electrical braking says that when you apply a brake condition to the electric train, then also you can generate the electricity. So generator, motor will act as the generator at which condition? When electric train has to be stopped. So at the time of stopping the electric train, we apply the brakes, and this electrical braking system will, it is known as regenerative braking system, will make the motor to act as generator, and energy is transferred from load to the source. So with firing angle greater than 90. So the same motor, I want the electric train to move in the reverse direction. So the same motor, yes, now for this is achievable here with the next circuit, converter 2, which says that again the flow of current will be in opposite direction. Okay, so reverse generating this one. So last case, only you can show that 4-quadrant diagram and simple derivation, but in practical application we are showing. So dual converter will make the motor or machine to operate as motor as well as the generator with firing angles alpha less than 90, greater than 90. You can check here. So it is a 4-quadrant motor. Similarly, we got the 3-phase dual converter. You can draw the similar diagram with respect to the 3-phase. So next topic, we just take the simple one, effect of source inductance. So this is a short one you can see. So practically what we assume, what is the AC source? Anyone tell me? AC source is nothing but synchronous generator. Synchronous generator has got the windings. So throughout the power electronics, we neglect the internal resistance, internal inductance of the synchronous generator. So all the circuits, we assume that this winding of the synchronous generator is neglected. But in practice, synchronous generator has got its winding, which is shown here. So effect of source inductance on full control converter. What is the topic actually means? In ideal condition, the inductance value is neglected, and all the derivations what we got, 2 Vm by pi cos alpha, everything we have calculated. But in practical condition, the source contains its internal resistance and inductance. If internal resistance and inductance is taken into the consideration, then the output voltage will be less. So what is its effect? What will happen? Now you see how to explain this circuit theory explanation. Let us assume initially T3 and T4 are turned on. T3 and T4 are turned on. You can see the diagram here. At alpha, we are turning on the T3 and T4. Okay. When T3 and T4 are turned on, energy is transferred from source to load. Okay, that's fine. But with the now at omega t is equal to pi, this T3 and T4 should be turned off. But due to the presence of inductance, this T3 and T4 will not be turned off because inductor releases the current after certain period of time. Therefore, inductor releases the stored energy after certain time delay. So T3 and T4 will be on. And now after omega t is equal to 180 degrees, if you are giving firing pulse to T1 and T2, then there is a condition where all the 4 SCRs will be conducting if you are having the source inductance. You can see here when there is no source inductance, commutation will occur at T3 and T4. But in the presence of source inductance, change of polarity does not occur simultaneously. Thus, T3, T4 do not commutate, and T1 and T2 are switched out. So some in 4 thyristors will be connecting. This should not be happened practically. Okay, it happens for short period of time when inductance is present. So we got different techniques to overcome this problem. So what is this effect of source inductance? If source inductance is placed, initial thyristors T3 and T4 will not commutate at omega t is equal to pi. There will be a condition where all the 4 SCRs are turned on, and due to this, the output voltage, output current starts to decrease. So you can see at some interval, all 4 SCRs will be conducting. This conducting interval is called the overlap angle interval U. Remember, all of you, objective type question. What is overlap interval? During this overlap condition, all the 4 SCRs will be conducting. All of you can see the graph here. This is the input A supply. Alpha we are giving firing pulse. But if because of source inductance, what's going to happen? So T3 and T4 will also be conducting. You can see there is a condition where all the 4 SCRs, you can see this arrow mark is indicating T1, T2 on, T3, T4 on. All the 4 SCRs will be conducting. It is called the overlap angle, overlap time integral. Reduces the DC output voltage and angle of extinction. So this is the effect of source inductance. That's what we have taken. Let me first I'll take the screenshot of attendance. Okay, I think today less students are there. 17 only, right? So let me show you the syllabus. Let me share the syllabus copy. So within 2 classes, we finished the first unit. First and second unit we finished simultaneously. You can check, all of you. There is a syllabus copy now. You can see. Yes, unit 2 will see AC to DC converters, phase control rectifiers, principle of single phase. Any condition? Anybody raised and their hand? Manusha, question unte adigande emana doubt unna eduna? Right. Single phase fully controlled converter with 3 loads we have taken derivation, and for RL and RLE loads the output voltage will remain same. Problem also we have taken. Off control. See, off wave converter means only one SCR. That circuit we are not using practically. Off wave. Off wave is different. Off control. Anyone tell me what is another name of off control converter? Off control converter. You can put it in the chat box also. Off control converter, another name is, I'm giving the 2 SCRs and 2 diodes. Semi converter. Semi converter. It provides the speed control only in one direction. Fully controlled converter in 2 directions. And principle of 3-phase fully controlled converter. RLE load, what we have taken, that's the only thing. Effect of load and source, that comes the same problem. Now this topic we'll see later on, generation of idea of gating circuits, single phase and 3-phase. 3-phase circuit I'll share in the next class, dual converters. Okay. Now if you see, we got gating circuits, one topic, and we have done methods of SCR commutation. We have taken class A, class B, class C. How many types we have taken? Load commutation, resonant commutation, and self commutation. This topic is very important, all of you. Very important, this one. UJT we have taken as a trigger source. Gate drive circuits, this will do in the next class. Now I am giving one assignment topic. That means you have to read this one. Thyristor ratings. It is not any theory topic. It is just if you buy one SCR, they will provide certain values. What is the maximum voltage, input voltage? But this question will be asked every year in the examination. Thyristor ratings, it is theory question. I'll provide the material also for that one. Okay, you can write. Protection means snubber circuits. Snubber circuit is to protect the SCR. We have taken power B diode, SCR, power MOSFET, IGBT, BJT we'll see later on. Because I don't want you people to get confused. Types of converter, everything is done. So at a time, the very next class, we are going to finish the first 2 units. Any topic, if I am missing out, any topic is you people have not understood, you can ask in the next class. You can put it in the chat box. Okay, we'll discuss that one. Right. Any question, anyone?